venting their frustration on the first anniversary of the signing of Sudan's power-sharing agreement. But a planned 3.5-hour rally in Khartoum was cut short when police fired stun grenades and tear gas. Many people had hoped the deal, which followed months of political turmoil and protester killings, would be a new start for the country. But they say they've not seen enough change.
When we started the revolution, it was because of the economy, and when the first martyr fell, the goal became justice for those who had lost their lives in this revolution. We promised to hold those who killed civilians to account. That main demand is not yet met. There can be no moving forward if the main demand of those who took to the street is not achieved.
His friend says the power-sharing agreement between military and civilian leaders is flawed.
The political parties did not have a long-term vision. They were in a rush to reach a deal. They lacked a national spirit and went into negotiations based on the interests of their own respective parties and leaders. Now it's difficult for them to lead in the interest of the people at heart.
The deal, known as the Constitutional Declaration, came after months of negotiations following the overthrow of President Omar al-Bashir. The Forces of Freedom and Change, which led anti-government protests, demanded a say on governance, and ended up with a plan for the military to lead for the first 21 months and a civilian for the remaining 18 months until elections. Also included were more freedoms, and ending conflicts such as in Darfur was made a priority. The transitional government admits that change is slow, but says it takes time and there are challenges. There's still 27 months to go in the transitional period before elections are due, but many of the provisions of the power-sharing agreements are yet to be implemented. A peace deal is yet to be signed, and there is still no legislative assembly that is supposed to oversee the transitional government. The military has ruled Sudan for more than 50 of the 64 years of independence. Some analysts say it's up to the international community to ensure the transition to democracy is completed.
The Constitution Declaration was a settlement to reach a political stability in this country. It's been a year since it was signed, and the people who protested are still guarding their revolution. And the international community is one of the important factors that can make sure that no one hinders this transition. The U.S. has sanctioned people it deems hindering the transition. The international community should now act as a safeguard to the deal that was signed last year.
Demonstrators say they'll continue campaigning until they achieve their democratic goals for Sudan. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.